Hey muscle mommies and muscle daddies. Today we are going to be talking about our bodies. Now, this is going to be a wonderful conversation, and I'm glad you joined me for it because this is an important topic. If you are somebody who doesn't love your body or is constantly looking at other people and hoping and wishing that you can look like them, this podcast is for you. Let's take a deep breath together. We're going to start this out strong because I'm already out of breath. So I just got up to freaking move the tripod back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I've been wrangling with this thing and I'm out of breath. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're going to start off. So normally, if you guys are new here, I usually always podcast with my stomach out. So you guys can be comfortable in your bodies and let your stomach out. But if I get a little cold, the sweatshirt's coming down. So here we go. Let's breathe into our tummies. I want you to hold your stomach if you can, if you have an available hand. We're going to breathe in and expand our stomachs. Hold at the top. And exhale through our mouth slowly. Inhale through our nose. And exhale through our mouths. Okay. So I'm going to be giving advice from my experience with my body. I think a lot of people will benefit from hearing stuff that I'm going to say. And I want this to be a space where we become a little bit more aware of where we stand with our own bodies. Even if you are somebody who feels like you don't hate your body, but you don't quite love it, and you're used to looking at other people's physiques and wanting that, this podcast is for you. It's for everybody because this is something we all struggle with. I believe this is something that most of the world struggles with. And if you don't struggle with this, like, who the fuck raised you? Because, like, that's amazing. I'm sipping on my Hi-O today. I really want a sponsor, honestly. I need to start writing down brands that I like, figure out how to become affiliates, because I need some fucking money. I need to start interrupting these episodes with little brand sponsor things. So if you guys are trying to go sober, have Hi-O. It's a social tonic. It has ashwagandha in it. However people like to say that, ashwagandha. And a bunch of other shit. Usually I only drink this when I'm with people, but it's that kind of night. I finished my log X period of my... I hate when listen, I love that you guys are new here, but me having to explain where I am is a little bit confusing. I'm in an Army logistics school and we just finished a big portion of classroom and hands-on experience type of thing with creating missions, briefing missions. And we briefed today. So I'm very happy. And we got off right after we briefed. And I have holiday block leave in 2 days. Anyways, back to the podcast. That's why I'm happy. That's why I'm drinking my Hi-O, because it's one of those drinks that just like kind of relaxes you and is very, I don't know. I just like, I really do love it. It's amazing. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the first part of usually like the journey of understanding where you stand with your body and seeing where it creates problems in your life, where it starts holding you back. So awareness. I struggled with my body for many, many years. It wasn't until I went on the keto diet. For reference, I've never taken a diet more seriously in my life than I did with that keto diet. I have dieted, in quotes, from the 7th grade. I was telling my sister, my mom, and my family, I'm on a diet. My friends, I'm on a diet. It's not a thing. It's literally not even proper English. And Trisha, my sister, used to always tell me that. She's like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, what do you mean you're on a diet? What does that mean? So, the keto diet. I did it so intensely. I was in my junior year of high school. And the reason why I think that keto diet knocked me in the head of like, girl, you're doing, like, what are you doing? Was because it was so intense and it created so much more food noise in my head. Now, I'm going to be using that term food noise. I'll give you my definition of it. Food noise to me is like that noise in your head, that voice in your head all the time that's constantly creating guilt around eating food and creating like a thought process that's taking over everything else. It's like you're trying to focus on one thing, you're trying to do one thing. It's taking your entire brain over. To me, that's food noise. I would like to remind you guys that I am not a professional. I have not studied this. I did not go to school for this. I'm not a therapist. I'm just a girl who struggled with it for a very long time. And I'm here to talk about it with you guys and hopefully spread some awareness of how you guys treat your own bodies and how you guys think of your own bodies. Seek professional help. I think I don't need to tell you that already, but if you really do feel like you are in need of help, consider therapy. I linked some therapy sites in this caption. Being aware of how much we think about our body and how much it consumes us. I was on this keto diet and it was very intense. You're basically eating no carbs. You're tracking everything and you're trying to get your body into ketosis. A lot of people still to this day think the keto diet is like this amazing thing. I felt weak on the keto diet. I don't have any good experience with the keto diet. I really don't. So, you could find some people pro keto diet, but for me, that literally could never be a way to live. I did not enjoy it. It felt like torture. It gave me a sense of control that I had never experienced so intensely before. I was in control of every single little bite I was eating, and it became obsessive. I couldn't eat apples, barely, strawberries, things that I loved, and I felt like I was torturing myself. And for what? And I remember I was in cheer at the time, and I was like, I feel so weak. Like, I don't feel strong anymore. And I always have felt like a very strong person. I remember looking in the mirror and I took a picture and all I wanted to do was get rid of my lower stomach fat. I was like obsessed with getting rid of it. And I remember just looking in the mirror and thinking, I look like I lost some muscle. And that scared me. And I took a picture. I still have that picture. Here's like a picture of me. And this is the exact moment that I'm talking about. And it was a very eye-opening moment. And I remember I went to Great Wolf Lodge and I thought, you know what? Fuck this. I'm eating a damn apple and fuck this diet. This is crazy. This is genuinely like, what the fuck is going on? And from there on, I was like, I need to fix something. I remember being in my cheer uniform felt like torture. I felt like I wanted to crawl out of my skin. Like that's what it felt like on a constant basis. Like you almost just want to crawl out of your skin. Like your skin is like a costume you put on. You just want to crawl out of it. You just feel like you're in a body that you don't want to be in. It's such a sad and awful feeling. You only think about your body. You only think about what you're putting in it. And you only think about what everybody is seeing through their lens. And then all the little things that are beautiful about yourself, you hate about yourself. Your little tummy, the fat that sits between your armpit, your arm and your chest, your double chin, any cellulite, any stretch marks. It consumes you. I was fixated on everything. Like I couldn't get enough of it. And I think it had to do with some sense of control. I think my kind of theory is like when you don't have control in other parts of your life, you try to control certain things that are in your control, like your eating or your working out habits or whatever it is. Like you try to control what you actually can control because the other things that are happening around you feel like you're so out of control. Whether it's like you're in a bad relationship or you're struggling financially or whatever's going on, I think it's like a way for you to start controlling. And then there's also there's this TED Talk. I'm actually going to link it below. It was talking about like this feeling you get when you starve yourself or when you don't eat something that you wanted to eat. And then it's like this addictive anticipation feeling. And then you like feel like you overcame it. And then you you want to keep feeling that feeling. So that's why you keep doing it. I'm not explaining it well. I'm going to link it down. You guys should really listen to it after this. It's amazing. So it was a hard time for me. And I felt like that was my whole life. I look back at my journals and it was just like, I can't wait till I'm happy when this fat is off my body. I am going to lose 10 pounds this year and I'm going to look so good. I'm going to feel so good. I'm going to feel amazing. I'm going to feel confident. And it became this like, I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but like cat and mouse game. You think this is the end goal because this will make me confident. This will make me feel beautiful. And then you get there and then it just goes farther. And then you have to go, like, it's like it never stops. It's like, I guess a better way is almost like not a cat and a mouse, but like a cat and a fake mouse. Like the ones the owners are just like putting in front of you. You go to catch it and then it goes away. And then you have to catch it again. It's like you're just constantly trying to latch onto this idea that like things will get better when your body becomes more appealing to others. I would say my senior year, or actually I think it was my junior, my senior year, I actually started to take pictures of myself. I took like selfies. And it was so weird. I still remember the first time I ever posted a selfie where I thought I looked really pretty in it. And one of my close friends actually commented on it to another close friend I had. And they were like, oh my God, Allie thinks she looks hot. And it's funny because I look back at that picture, I look good as fuck. And it was funny because it was actually one of my really close friends that said that. And I heard about it and I was like, damn, even my friends aren't like rooting for me. Rooting for my confidence. So it was an odd environment. It's high school. Like you feel like everyone is competing against each other when you guys should all be on the same team. Girls are competing. Who's the hottest? Who's the funniest? What guys like me the most? Who talk like it shouldn't be a competition. We're all beautiful and we all have what makes us who we are in our own little way, but we're just so focused on like the image. So I started to take selfies more, and it was just funny because like I used to take a selfie or just anything and I would put it in my eyes only. I was so scared to even look like I liked myself. I didn't want people to even think like, oh, she's feeling herself, because I was so insecure that I thought if I do try to look hot or sexy or pretty, people are going to think, oh, that's not her. She's trying to be something she isn't. And I would just let their opinions get to me. And I remember actually posting, again, the first like in quotes sexy picture of myself. I was on vacation and I just looked, it was like I don't know I think if my sister were to come up with the word, it would be promiscuous, because she uses that word and I feel like our generation doesn't. But that's what it kind of was giving. It was like a shadowy, cool picture of myself in the Dominican Republic. And everyone was fucking blowing that shit up on Instagram. They were like, Allie, oh my God, so sexy. Like I did look sexy. Like it was a sexier type of photo. It wasn't just me looking cute and smiling. Like I was like model. I was like, okay, I'm in my bikini. Don't worry. Half of the stomach was covered by water. Never the full thing. Unless it was edited. I posted that. I felt like, again, I was playing a character I wasn't. So like me actually feeling confident felt like a fake character that didn't exist and I was trying to make it exist. And I figured, why keep trying? Like this isn't me. Like I'm not confident. I don't like myself. And then I went to college and I still remember being quite insecure. I was scared of the gym. Like I was always in the gym. I had been benching for years before that, but now here I am scared to go into the weight section. Scenarios like that where you're placed in new settings start to open your eyes to where your insecurities shine. Going back just a little bit, a year before that, my senior year, I remember the thought of vacations were always a problem for me. Like starting very, very young, this brings back lots of memories. Like, I was that person constantly working on my core, thinking that was going to do it. Just being like obsessive, working out multiple times a day, creating this calendar of just like a bunch of random fucking workouts. And yeah, I would just intensely work out before vacations. Senior ditch day was a tradition at my school. And I remember the thought of senior ditch day was the biggest anxiety I had since I fucking learned it was a thing. I was like, there's no way I'm going in a bikini around these people. There's no fucking way. And I remember I had a friend, an older friend that had already been a senior, and she had a picture of herself in a long shirt. And I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe if it rains that day, I can wear a long shirt. Like regardless, I can wear a long shirt. I'm good. Freaking out. We never even had senior ditch day because of COVID. So there you go. Don't worry about shit until it comes. Don't cross that bridge till you come to it. But I was freaked the fuck out. I was scared to kiss boys because I thought they would graze my stomach with their hand. And I was scared they would feel my stomach. I was scared of it all. Literally the tiniest bit of skin would be showing and I'd be freaked out for no reason. Like 2 years ago, Sophia went to like tap me in the car and she tapped my stomach and she immediately pulled away and she goes, oh. And then she like was like, oh, like she, and I was like, wait, what just happened? I had no idea what happened. And she was like, oh my God, like I was used to when like in high school and I forgot about this. And this is how much I've healed. And I just literally forgot this was a thing. I wouldn't let people touch my stomach. And I remember my friends would say, what are you going to do when you have like a boyfriend one day? I'm like, you just won't touch my stomach. It's not happening. I don't know oh my God. I was fucked in the head. And anyways, like she literally had like a reflex from years ago of not being allowed to touch my stomach. And then she was like, oh my God, I forgot, like, you're not insecure anymore. I could touch your stomach. And I was like, it was honestly like the best moment ever. I'm like, damn, that's growth. And the fact that like it was such a moment that she didn't even feel in control of, it was like a natural reflex where she was like, and she like pulled away her hand, scared that I was going to be like, oh my God. And she just pulled away and was like, oh wait, never mind, I could touch your stomach now. It's like, but beautiful growth moment. Anyways, love you, Sophia. Hi. So freshman year of college, definitely was still working on it. I was becoming a little bit more confident, just a little bit more. I remember even posting, I was scared to post on social media, on TikTok, like my true self. And I would post on TikTok. It was actually Slim Shady 777, I think was the username. And then it became Swole Shady, Miss Swole Shady. That's where I'm popping off, bitches. Go check me out. It was that TikTok account. And I remember making it was a trend. It was talking about like what you're insecure about in your body. I remember making a video and it was like me pointing out every single thing I was insecure about. And this video was just getting so long. And I was like, this is long. And it was everything. It was literally everything. I literally thought there for a second, what am I insecure about? And I was like, oh, this. Okay, let's film this and this and this and this. And I was like, holy fuck. Like it's my entire body. It's my entire body. Nowadays, when people try to say like during a meditation, like think of something that you've always wanted to change about yourself, like something physically or whatever. I can't think of anything right now. I have nothing that I want to change about myself, which is bizarre because I could have thought of like a fucking, oh my God, the biggest list I could have thought of at that time. So I think it was sophomore year where I was like, all right, girl, you need to get yourself in check. For those listening, think about how much you think about your body. How much when you walk into a room, what are you thinking about? When you're with your friends, like what are you thinking about? What is it that you're hiding? Is it you sitting on the couch all the time and grabbing a pillow? Is it you always pulling down your shirt, just never letting it show? What is it? And think about it. Like that's not something that should matter, but to you it does. And it shouldn't matter. It's not something you should be living with. And healing is uncomfortable. I will say it's very uncomfortable. It still is like this is uncomfortable for me right now. I'm very bloated on my period. This right now is very uncomfortable for me. I do it because I need to. Because the more I do it, the more I push myself out of my comfort zone, the more I push myself into reaching my goals, which is being comfortable in my body. There's a lot of factors to this, being comfortable in your body, especially if you have a menstrual cycle. But regardless of your menstrual cycle, you should be comfortable in your body most of the time. And it's okay if you're not always. If you're not, you don't always need to be 100%, but you need to be accepting of your body. You may not like it, but you need to be respectful of it and you need to be accepting of it. What I mean by respectful of it, I mean by speaking well about it, thinking good things about it, believing good things about it. You don't have to always like it, but you need to learn how to live with it. And learning how to live with it is not always just covering up when you're uncomfortable. It's uncovering when you're uncomfortable. It's doing the thing that you really don't want to do when you know you should do it. And that can simply be just letting your stomach be, giving space for it. We all kind of know when we hate our bodies because it's something that's on your mind 24/7. Like you're constantly thinking about what you look like. But most people just think this is how I am. Like this is my life. There's no fixing this. I've been like this my whole life. I'm fucking telling you, I had been like that my whole life too. There's a way to fix it. Like, do not think that it is a lost cause because the healing part's uncomfortable. And you may think, well, I don't even know what to do. Well, yeah, if you got that fucking attitude, you're going to give up. But you got to get serious about it because it's a serious thing. Like, if you don't think it's serious, I want you to imagine you have a kid and your kid thinks about their body the same way you do. Your own daughter, your own son thinks about their body the way that you do. Like right now, and you know what? That's a great question to ask yourself right now. I want you to ask yourself, would I be okay if my child felt the same way that I felt about my body? Would I be okay if my child said the things that I say to myself about my body, if they said it to their body? Would I be okay if my child treats their body the way I treat my body? That means the way you talk to it, the way you dress it, the way you give space for it, and the way you love it. How you choose to love your body. Loving your body can look like a lot of different things. Loving your body could look like eating dessert when you want to eat dessert. Loving your body can look like unbuttoning your pants during dinner with no shame about it. Loving your body can mean throwing out the jeans that you're expecting yourself to fit into one day as your motivation to lose weight. Loving your body can look like looking in the mirror and saying, you know what? This is enough. I am enough. If you are somebody who struggles with putting your body as the center of all of your priorities and it determines your mood, what you do during the day, how you act around people, my favorite quote that I tell myself in those moments is that my body should be the least interesting thing about me. It is the least interesting thing about you. Because imagine if it was the most interesting thing about you, a body that you were given. Yes, you may work out. You have certain genetics that make you look the way you look. That should be the least interesting thing about you. There are so many more things about you that are more interesting than your appearance. Your appearance is beautiful, but again, the most least interesting thing about you. The Billie Eilish lyric that always stands out to me is, if teardrops can be bottled, there'd be swimming pools full of models. She couldn't have said it better. We look at people sometimes and we think, oh my God, they are this beautiful, cute creature. They're gorgeous. They're amazing. And it's like, yeah, that's like one thing about them. There's like a billion other amazing things about them. If you are centering your appearance as the biggest priority, then you're forgetting to work on yourself in so many other ways that can be beneficial to you attracting the right people and developing relationships with people, because all you care about is what you look like. There's other reasons why people want to be friends with you. There's other reasons why people want to date you. You don't need to love the way you look all the time, but you need to be able to accept it and know that you are enough, whether you're 160 pounds or 180 pounds, 180 or 200. And yes, physical health is important. I'm not trying to cut that out of the picture. It doesn't determine your worth. It doesn't determine how enough you are. And I know a lot of people try to convince themselves like, I'm just really focused on my physical health. I know that this is a good weight for me and I know this is what should I say. But like, are you? Like, really think about it. Define physical health to you. And I'm sure 90% of your definition is what you look like in the mirror, what the scale says. But what is the number on the scale fucking telling you? It literally tells you fucking nothing. I was training for a marathon, weighed the most I'd ever weighed, and I was at my strongest. So what was that scale telling me? It was telling me nothing. It was literally telling me, you gained 10 pounds. Okay, what am I going to do with that? Thank you. Cool. Maybe it's telling me I gained muscle. Maybe it's telling me I gained fat. I have no fucking clue. It doesn't matter because it doesn't give you any sense of anything. It doesn't give you an answer to anything. It doesn't give you a reason for anything. It's just a number on the thing. Like, it's literally just a fucking number on the scale. You have no idea what that's composed of. You could think, you could make theories and look into science and figure out what actually, but like, I mean, yes, people are gonna be like, there's bod pods. I saw my body weight versus I saw my fat and my muscle ratio and I need to have less. Okay, why? Like, why do you need to have less? Who said you needed 10,000 steps a day? Who said it? Debunk that shit. There's I'm gonna send you guys, I'm linking a podcast about that shit too. Who said you needed to work out every single day of your life? Who said it? Nobody said it. We all made that shit up and dressed it up as health. This is what is healthy. Do we know that is what's healthy? Because to me, getting to eat whatever the fuck I want is what's healthy for me. Getting to look at a sweet and think, oh, I'm really craving that. I'm going to eat it. That's healthy to me. Because you know why? My other version of that was guilting myself and shaming myself into saying, if I eat that, I need to work out tomorrow. I should feel guilty about this. I'm nothing. My body looks disgusting. I have no discipline. I have no self-control. I know people can twist this and be like, well, you can't just eat like, everything in the world and like every sweet in the world and think that's healthy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you're craving something and you get to eat it without shame, that's a win. Eating without guilt, eating without shame is a win. You can eat something and maybe think after, you know what? This doesn't feel good in my body. I just don't feel good after eating this physically. I don't feel good. So I'm not going to eat this again, or I'm not going to eat this as much. I'm going to eat it maybe a little more in moderation. I understand that. That's to me, that's healthy, is listening to your body when you eat things versus eating something and looking in the mirror and using your appearance through your lens as the dictator of what you should be eating and what you shouldn't be eating. The other day in a podcast, they were talking about how calories are energy. And when people see a low calorie diet, they're like, oh my God, this is exciting. What is this? Tell me about it. What's your low calorie diet? What do you eat in a day? And if you replace calorie with the word energy, what calories are, and then you would see it's a low energy diet. Nobody would want to fucking touch that diet. They'd be like, low energy diet. Ugh. But a high calorie diet, high energy. Everyone's like, oh my God, high energy. I want a high energy diet. We put meanings behind things and we don't even know why we actually are doing it. And if you look at your goals and you think, oh, that's why I'm doing it, that's when you start realizing, oh, this is why none of this is working. This is why this is 5 years later of me trying a diet, 5 years later of me hitting myself in the head after I eat something that I enjoyed. It's all for this image that as long as it's up to you, it's always going to be ugly when you look at it, because your mind, regardless of how much work or self-control you have, is never going to be enough for you. And you treat it like shit and you think it's okay. And that maybe if you just keep doing it for a little bit longer, you will meet a desired point where, okay, I'm good now. No, it's always going to be never enough. You're just going to keep going and going and going and going. You got to take a hold of that now. Like right now, fucking yesterday, you're listening to this podcast and you realize this is you. Like, let's get control of it. Okay, let's figure this out. I want to get a little bit into your goals. Everything changed for me when I changed my goals. Ask yourself what you want in a day. I want to have energy. I want to feel good. I want to feel focused. I want to feel strong. Those are some of my goals. And I want to feel happy and fulfilled. Now I'm going to align my schedule with those goals. Okay, I'm going to drink water. I'm going to do breath work. I'm going to eat full meals and make sure I don't get hungry. I'm going to place caffeine at a point in my day that doesn't disrupt my sleep. I'm going to make sure I get enough sleep. Or I'm going to go on a run so I get those like post-run endorphins and I feel really good after. I clear my mind. Or I'm going to talk to my therapist, or I'm going to talk to a friend. Do the things that align with your goals, but make sure your goals are sustainable goals. I want you to think about whatever your routine is now, whatever your goals are now. Think about if you were to do this routine for 10 years, would you be happy with it? 10 straight years of what you're doing right now. Now you're doing it for another 10 years. Would you be happy with that? If it's a no, then let's start to change things. I need to prioritize my sleep more. I need to prioritize my eating more. I need to prioritize water more. Whatever it is, you have the chance to change that, and it starts now. It starts today. It starts every day that you're doing something. It's not, oh, I'll get to that, or like eventually. No, like today determines tomorrow, and the next day determines the next day. And then that determines a week, and the week determines the month, and then the month determines the year. You need to be working at these habits every single day, but these habits cannot be something that is what you think in quotes good for you, but really is harming you. When I used to think everything I just said, my old self would have took that and been like, yeah, I'm going to wake up and I'm not going to eat junk food today. That's what I would say to myself back then. I'm not going to eat junk food today. And the next day, I'm not going to eat junk food today, right? And you just keep like going this. And then I would slip up. And then I'd be like, oh, I'm still going to start again tomorrow. I need to stay disciplined. I need to stay disciplined. That's not what I'm saying. That's not a realistic goal. Like, why am I not allowed to eat chips? And maybe you're an ingredient person. Maybe you're like, because the chips have vegetable oil in them. Okay, go find yourself some avocado oil chips. Like, you know what I mean? So you really got to put what your goals are into perspective, and then also do some research. Like, don't just chat GPT some stuff. Like, I listen to podcasts on things, and that's what really helps me get aligned with what it is and how I'm going to get it. If I want to be a more focused person, I got to focus on how to get better sleep. I got to focus on maybe where to place my sugar in the day, where to place my meals in the day. You need to get focused on what's actually going to benefit you and what's actually just hurting you. Next thing I want to talk about is decentering your mindset away from your appearance. This is one of the hardest things that you can do, but one of the biggest things that's going to help you. I'm still trying to decenter appearance from other people. I think that's where it starts. You have to start loving yourself like you love other people. You have to start loving your own body like you love other people's bodies. That's a hard thing to do. That requires a lot of work. And what that requires is you to decenter yourself from thinking that appearance is everything. Because a person looks a certain way, you think they feel a certain way, that they are eating a certain way. It's not true. Oh, this person looks bigger, so they probably don't work out. They probably eat like shit. Oh, this person looks really, really tiny. They probably eat so healthy and do core ab workouts all the time. Social media is not what you see. I'm going to give you a great example of why social media is not what it seems like. Alex Wren. She used to be my body inspo. I used to have Pinterest boards of body inspo. Like, what the fuck is that? And it was literally just Pinterest boards of girls with flat stomachs, like flat. Okay. Alexis Wren was one of those dream bodies. And if you were to look at her body and you were to look at mine, you would have thought you could never get to that. And not in like you don't have the discipline for it. Like, my body was shaped completely different. Even if I lost all the weight, I would not look anything like her. She had a ab workout that came out. Oh, you best well know everybody was on that shit. I was watching that video every day. I was doing it every day. I still remember exactly what it looks like. It's every single day, right? She opens up about her eating disorder. Okay. She eventually opens up about her eating disorder. How many people can you think of? I mean, I can think of a ton of people that have opened up about eating disorder. And it's always the people that you idolized. And now, not to say that like they gave us some false image to look up to, like it was their body. They were showing us their body. There's no problem with that. But when you don't know the full picture, you don't know the full story, you don't know what's happening behind the camera, you have no idea. You think that this person has to be so confident. I remember one of my friends, not friends with them anymore, but I just think, how does she hate her body? Like, she's so like, oh my God, it's like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And because then all of a sudden you realize, oh wait, this all has to do what's going on in our fucking heads. And that's the crazy part, is realizing that this is all in our heads. All in our heads. Oh my God. I weighed so much less than I do now. And I was so much more fearful than I am now to wear crop tops back then versus wearing them now. I can almost cry thinking about how far I've come. The more I talk about this, I think about the tortures of shopping, going to Brandy Melville with my friends. And I distinctly remember looking in the mirror. And if you guys know, Brandy Melville is one size fits all. It's a catastrophe. And I'm looking in the mirror and I'm literally, oh my God, like again, wanting to rip out of my skin. I'm like, oh my God, nothing fits me here. I was like freaking out. I was probably tearing up. I think I used to kind of like do this thing where I'm like almost crying, but I'm not crying. It almost feels like you're like really hot and you just like can't cool down. It's like that type of like, oh my God, like, oh my God, get this sweatshirt off me, get this jacket off me. It's like that, but the jacket's your fucking skin and you can't get it off you. And I just felt like shit. And I remember, just so many times going to the dressing room, just genuinely being like, I don't want to try that on, Mom. Not trying that dress on. Like, I'm not about to have a whole fucking episode in the dressing room. It's not happening. I'm not trying that on. I didn't want to try anything on. It was torturous. I had to be in a certain mood. Zooming in on pictures, one of the worst fucking things you can do for yourself. Stop zooming in on your body. Just don't do it. Literally, it took me so long to train myself not to zoom in on myself. It was like a fucking training program. I was like, this ain't happening. I'm not zooming in. You are not your appearance. The way you look does not determine how you should treat yourself. You grow up your whole life looking at bodies in Victoria's Secret. You go in there, you're so tiny, you're not even like, you haven't even grown boobs yet. And you are looking at these women that are stretching across the entire wall up to the ceiling. Guys, go listen to the song, I Know Victoria's Secret. It's about how he was made up by a dude. Victoria's Secret is a dude. Who created that. So anyways, of course, because it's like looking through the male gaze, and that's how we base our body image off, is the male gaze. Oh my God. Again, another podcast I'm going to link, More Than a Body, and a book you should read. I could also link some books that my friend Abby, which I hope you're listening, hi Abby, has sent me to. So I'm going to link like a fuck ton of resources as I keep going. I need to remember to do that. So anyways, you look at these bodies and they are like flattest stomachs you'll ever see. No cellulite, no wrinkles, makeup, beautiful. Everything looks amazing. Oh, I want to look like that, you think. And hopefully you are at a point where you know this already, but you may not actually believe this. Those are some of the most insecure people. The ones who the world only sees them for their body. They're constantly being looked at. They tend to be pretty damn insecure, and sometimes you just can't believe it. And you think, how could a person that looks like that be so insecure? It's because it's in your mind. And I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you it, and I know you don't, like, a lot of you may not believe me because I wouldn't have believed myself years ago. It's literally in your fucking head. These people that you think are so confident because they look the way they look are probably even more insecure than you could ever imagine. A big part of body issues for me was not just wanting to be, in quotes, thinner. I didn't just want to have a smaller stomach. I wanted to take up less space. I wanted to feel like a woman, like a lady, like a dainty little feminine girl. I believe we grew up in a society where that is praised upon because as long as we are smaller than the men, we are not a threat to them. As long as they stay the bigger ones, that means we will always stay the smaller ones. I'm not going to get into all the biological shit about men's muscles versus women. Not all men are stronger than all women. But yes, like men, they can grow muscle quicker and all these different things that I don't know enough about to educate you on. Again, I'll link it in the podcast. It's the Diary of CEO episode with Women's Health that I'll link below. Our biology is different. But it is frowned upon often for us to try to gain muscle because people think, oh, they're trying to gain muscle, they're trying to look like us, therefore she looks like a man. I look like a fucking woman is what I look like. I look like a woman. A man who? Woman. Yeah, a woman. I'm a fucking woman. So I'm not trying to be you. I'm not trying to be a man. I'm trying to be a strong woman. My strength, if it threatens you, that's okay. Stay away from me then. Don't fall in love with me then. I know it's hard. But when you meet those type of people, you just keep on moving along because your whole life you are going to be stirred down the path of, oh, don't hurt yourself. Don't lift too much. Oh, don't grow your muscles too big. You're going to look like a man. That looks kind of manly. Maybe you should lift a little bit less. Maybe you shouldn't go as heavy. Maybe you should go fuck yourself. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, so that's all I have to say. I mean, yeah, I have no response. Strength is so fucking beautiful, and that is the whole mission of my brand, Muscle Mommy. I'm actually wearing my Muscle Mommy sweatshirt today, but that is the whole mission of my brand, is for women to learn that there is beauty in strength, that we do not need to be the smallest versions of ourselves to be the most beautiful versions of ourselves. Building strength is a beautiful thing. It does not make you look more like a man. It makes you look more like yourself, more powerful, more womanly, more feminine. It is your strength. Channel it and be proud of it. You've gained it. You've worked for it. That's something to be proud of. Not something to be frowned upon because what? People think you're trying to look like them. It's because you threaten them. It's because they're so scared that you can possibly maybe lift more than them or just look strong like them because they want to be the strong ones. And they want you to be weaker so they can do everything for you. So you have to depend on them. That's why some men are so fucking threatened by independent women. They want you to have to depend on them. So then they have control over you. Boom, bitch. The theory of misogyny is cracked. It's cracked, baby. I just did it. I just did it right there. I did it. Y'all heard me? I'll say it again. Replay this shit. I want my team to clip this. Guys, I'm going to start saying my team. I'll tell you who's on my team. It's just me. It's just me behind the editing system. And the system is my iPad. And my beautiful camera and my pod track that's pissing me the fuck off right now. Anyways, team, clip this one. Thank you. Thank you, future me. I know you're struggling right now and your back probably hurts, but thank you. So, strength is beautiful, as we know. We all are trying to be muscle mommies. You don't need to be a mother to be a muscle mommy. We're on the same page. Okay. Now. If that didn't heal your body image issues, like, sorry, but like, that one sentence right there should just heal for like 10 years of trauma. So now we're going to go into the things that I did to heal, the things I do to heal. I don't think you were ever just like healed with an ED at the end, but I do use that word. These things will suck. Not going to lie. Some of them are really nice. You don't want to act like you believe something that you think is untrue. And that's the first thing I'm going to tell you. First piece of advice is fake it till you make it. And I kid you not, that is the best advice that has carried me through my healing journey, is fake it till you make it. I had to fake confidence for so fucking long until I started actually feeling confident. Say it even if your voice is shaking. Say it even if you think it's a lie. The amount of times I sat in front of a mirror and told myself lies that are no longer lies anymore. Whew, many years. But one day it'll click. And it'll be so fucking worth it. It will be so worth it. And I literally am almost about to tear up because of how amazing the feeling is that I can walk in front of a mirror and be nice to myself. You tear yourself apart the second you get the chance. Try doing the opposite. Try standing from a mirror, and no matter how long it takes you, find something you love about yourself. Or look at something that you hate about yourself and try to love it. If you're struggling, you're sitting there for a while, either walk away and try again tomorrow and do it again the next day and the next day and the next day, and 5 years later, maybe it'll work. But what I do is I imagine myself as a child. I imagine I'm looking through my mother's eyes or my best friend's eyes, but I think my mother's eyes helps the most because it's the person who created me. And I imagine how when you're little, every single thing about you is amazing. If you're a little baby, you got big ears, everyone loves your big ears. You got a cute nose, everyone loves your nose. Everything about you, they're going to love. And as you grow up, they're going to love it even more and more and more. And if you look at yourself through the lens of your mother's eyes, or you could think about it as if you're looking at yourself as a child. So do that. And that makes a big difference. Don't say anything that you wouldn't say to your child self. Don't say anything that you wouldn't say to your best friend. Don't say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to your mother. Don't say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to your little cousin or your niece. Every time you go to look in that mirror, I want you to imagine your 5-year-old self is standing right in front of you. Tell her she's fat. I fucking dare you. Try it. You wouldn't be able to do it. You're still that 5-year-old in the mirror. Look into your eyes. Stop looking at your stomach. Stop looking at where your stomach folds. Stop looking at your skin. Look into your eyes. You were 5-year-old at one point, and I want you to imagine you're telling her right now the things that you're trying to say to yourself in the mirror. Try it. Try it. You won't. Square up. Square up with her. You won't. You won't say it to her. Find someone in your life, a niece, a nephew. I want you to imagine that they're saying right now in front of you, I look so fat. I'm so ugly. You would fucking cry. You would cry. And would you sit there and say, you're right, you are so ugly. Why do you look like that? Would you say that? No. Oh, hell no. So why are you speaking that way to yourself? The words we speak become the house we live in. Keep speaking bad about yourself, and you'll see where that gets you. Nowhere. You're just going to keep hating yourself. You need to be very, very serious about the words you speak to yourself. It's not harmless. As much as you think it's harmless, as much as you think it helps you put down that dessert or it gets you to the gym, it's going to ruin you long term. Be mindful of the words you're speaking. Your brain will take those words very seriously. And they will create core beliefs, and those core beliefs will create patterns that you hate living in. I'm going to touch on some things that we need to stop doing collectively as a society that are harming ourselves and harming others. The first things first is making other people's weight a topic of our conversation. I'm going to put this in perspective to you. I want you to imagine you gave birth to a beautiful daughter. Maybe you already have a daughter. All of a sudden, you are looking like in a snow globe. Okay, a snow globe. And you're looking at this family, or you're looking at this group of girls or these group of people, whoever it is, and they're talking about your daughter's weight. You would look into that damn snow globe and you'd be like, why are they talking about my daughter's weight? What is that? What does that have to do with anything to do with them? Yeah, it's weird. Why do we always think other people's weight needs to be a topic of conversation? Now, when I mean a topic of conversation, I mean, have you found yourself, and listen, I have found myself in these scenarios. We are not all perfect. Scenarios where you talk about someone's weight loss, you talk about their weight gain. Oh, they gained a lot of weight. Oh, they lost a lot of weight. I wonder what they did. It's all just like this weird speculating conversation. And what that's doing is that's centering weight as like the thing that determines who that person is. Oh, they gained weight, meaning what? Are you trying to say they let themselves go? Are you trying to say, like, what are you trying to say by saying they gained weight? What are you trying to say? Stop saying it. And then if they lost weight, oh, they lost a lot of weight, they must be doing really good for themselves. You don't fucking know that. There's a ton of people that are losing weight from having an eating disorder. Do you think the eating disorder is good for their mental health? No. So be careful with your words. And I've been guilty of this. I have. I remember in high school, I've been very guilty of all of this in high school, thinking that I was complimenting someone when I wasn't. Calling someone skinny is not a compliment. Yes, you may say, well, to me, it's a compliment. Okay, well then what happens when those compliments stop happening? What happens when you want to eat something, but you're thinking about how good it feels for people to start noticing you, for people to start complimenting you more, for guys to start liking you more? What do you think that's going to do to you? The compliments will get to you. They feel good in the moment, but long term, you start to see the flip side of those compliments. You start to see, wow, everybody only does look at my weight. Maybe that's all that matters. Maybe I should focus on my weight more because clearly that's what everybody else focuses on. And that again puts weight and your appearance at the center of your worth, the center of your belonging here, your purpose here. We need to be careful when we talk about people's weight. Not because somebody's listening, okay? Maybe you believe in God, not because God's listening, not because you just want to you should be a kind person and we shouldn't talk about other people's weight. No, if you're talking about someone's weight, you're just defining them by that thing. And by defining other people by that thing is the same way how you start to define yourself by that same thing. So stop defining people by these things. Oh, this person's fat. Oh, this person's skinny. Or this, like, we don't even need to use those words. They're shaming words. People don't always like to be called skinny the way you think they do. And that's something I had to learn. I didn't even understand skinny shaming was a thing. I thought it was something that was a compliment because at the time all I wanted to be was skinny. You're not always aware of what is actually proper. And if you don't know what to say, just don't say anything at all. Me and Abby did an amazing podcast on this stuff. I feel she's farther along in this decentering people's appearance. And I learn from her all the time. I genuinely love talking to her about this kind of stuff. And it's one of those things where I almost like can see her mind when she's talking to me. And I'm like, that is a place I want to be in. Like that is a beautiful mindset around this. And that's just simply to take appearance out of the question. Why does it have to be everything for us? You know, when you get a boyfriend, you get a girlfriend, and you show everybody a picture, the first thing everyone always wants to know, like, are they attractive or not? But they don't even know who the person is. And again, like, why does your opinion on if you think they're attractive or not even matters for a relationship? Because half the people that you think are the most attractive people ever, you don't even know if they're good boyfriends or girlfriends. You have no idea. But you assume because they're hot that the person's lucky or they're winning. You have no idea who's fucking lucky or not. You have no idea just because of the way they look. Again, it's like putting somebody on a pedestal for something they're born with. What about putting someone on a pedestal for being a healthy partner, for being someone who works on themselves, putting someone on a pedestal for their passions and their drive and their creativity? But we put people on pedestals because we see their bodies and we think, wow, this is the dream. You don't even know what goes through that person's mind, so you don't even know if that's the dream. I think a good way to do this is start putting people's mindsets as goals, not bodies as goals, mindsets as goals. I want to have a mindset where I don't feel guilty when I eat food. I just want to feel good. I want to have a mindset where I'm working out because I love my body, not because I hate my body. I want to have a life where I can let my stomach and belly out and not think about what everybody else is thinking in that moment. And that's another hard thing for me to do. And I do it all the time. And I just simply let it out. It is hard. I'm telling you, I've had some friends. Ooh, this is a very happy moment I'm having because I'm thinking about all the friends you know what, I need to give myself some credit that I've pushed to do it and they've grown from it. And I could think of a few people that we go to the gym and I go to the gym with them and I slowly nudge them about, you don't take your shirt off, like, take your shirt off. And it's something where they know where I'm coming from. I'm not like sitting over here trying to force them to take their shirt off, but I pay attention. I could tell when people are insecure because it takes one to know one. And I pay attention. And my favorite thing is I'm thinking of all the moments that my friends have turned towards me and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna take my shirt off. And I'm just like, fuck yeah. Like, we're doing this. We're doing it together. Like, embrace it. And you don't even know how much it will rub off on your friends, on the people around you. Start thinking about people's character. Start thinking about the energy they bring. And stop thinking that the way they look determines everything that's going on inside of them. There's a Nessa Barret song that, oh my God, it embodies the whole point of like why we shouldn't point out when people have lost weight. And it's called Dying on the Inside. And this explains it perfectly. And so lyrics say, you should take it as a compliment. If I were you, I would be more confident. You're lucky that you're pretty. So the things people hear or the things you think about others that you think are beautiful. She said, it's the dinner conversation no one talks about. Don't know how much longer I can keep this down. Beauty is a knife I've been holding by a blade, swallowing my pride so I won't eat anything. It's all a lie, honestly. It's eating me alive. They're all like, did you change your hair? Did you lose a little weight? You should keep it up because it really looks great. I hate that I always look my best when I'm dying on the inside. What if I didn't do this to my body? What if I quit and then you don't want me? The dinner conversation no one talks about. It's like everyone praising you for losing weight, and then you do it, and then all of a sudden, oh, now you've gone too far. Or you've gained the weight, but then people are like, oh, but too much. You're never going to be able to please everyone. Everybody has different perspectives of your body, of their body. So trying to become this perfect thing for society, for other people, when you don't need to be a perfect thing. You are you. You have to let your body be and enjoy what it allows you to do. Fuel it so you can start doing things with it. And it's just that reminder that we don't know anything about a person by looking at their weight. So why are we looking in the mirror thinking that that's the thing that should determine the mood or how proud we are of ourselves? I'm in a beautiful spot in my life where I'm learning about food and I feel safe around it. I don't feel guilty about it. I've also been trying to implement not using food as a reward. And I want to teach my kids one day when I have some that you don't need to do good things, get good grades to be rewarded with food. So even when I was teaching, I really tried not to reward kids with food. Like, for example, let's say you only have lollipops to give them. It would be something where I would give them to them, but I would also remind them that food is not something you need to deserve. Everyone deserves food. Food is a right. You don't need to deserve this. This is just the only thing I have, and I'm giving you this because I wanted to give you guys a present. A lot of people would say, well, you know what? He's been acting like that, so he's not getting a cupcake. And I can't get behind it, but I see where it comes from. It's because we just think the cupcake is a prize. We're not actually thinking about like mindset behind food when we think of prizes. We just think like, okay, this is the prize for the class. They're not acting right, so they're not going to get it. We're forgetting that it's actually food, and people have relationships with food, and people's relationships with food is a big center of their life. So for me, it was, I'm going to give you this cupcake because it's food, and you deserve food whether you're acting right or not. But however, I can't accept that behavior anymore. You could eat with the class now, and we could have cupcakes, and then you could give the consequence later on. That's how I understood that, oh, we're taught from even children that food is a treat. Food is something that you should be deserving. And that's not true. Like, you deserve food. You deserve to have the food you're craving. You don't need to earn it. And doing little things like that, like going back into your childhood and thinking about all the ways that you were rewarded with food, it's almost created kind of like a subconscious thing that you don't even know that you were doing. The same thing with good and bad foods. A lot of people have trigger foods that are, these are the good foods, these are the bad foods, because you told yourself, to my understanding, it's like you told yourself, this is what I can eat, this is what I can't eat. And then that food that you can't eat, the bad food, becomes the enemy. And then when you're trying to heal from your body issues, it's very hard to be around that food because it's a trigger food. And I have not had a problem with that. But I do have like certain things where I'm like, oh, that brings me back. But it's nothing that becomes like debilitating for me. But a lot of people do struggle with that. I try to think about my future and like, what do I see for my future? And then when I have kids, what do I want them to believe about their body? Your kids are not going to treat their body like it's beautiful unless you do. Like, people watch, like kids watch, you see them observe. If you have a child right now, they're observing you and you don't even know it, and they may not even know it. It's in their subconscious. The way you treat your body is something they're picking up on. If you don't think you're enough, they're not going to think they're enough. It's kind of as simple as that, but a lot of people that listen that maybe in that position may not want to believe that because they're like, yeah, but my daughter, she's so much prettier than me and she's so much tinier than me and she's almost this. No. It doesn't matter what you look like because remember, it's all in your head. Beauty is in your head. It's in your mind. So they're just watching how you treat yourself. You can still want to do better for your body physically and still love it. I want to make that clear. You maybe losing weight is going to help you for whatever reason. Maybe, I don't know, arthritis or whatever. But to me, it's not in the losing weight. It's the healthy choices that you're making that are the things that are helping you. So it's like eating meals where you're getting a bunch of nutrients in it. That to me is important. Not the like, okay, now the scale says 50 pounds less. To me, it's like, what habits have you developed that make you feel good every day? And if you can focus on that rather than losing weight, I think that's when you could actually just start to naturally become a healthier version of yourself, physically speaking and mentally and socially and everything, because it all coincides with each other. So if you are somebody who just thinks that like you're different because you look a certain way, and so because you look a certain way, you have a right to be insecure about it, is wrong. You are beautiful and you should accept your body how it is. And I know it's hard. Reset your goals, become aware of what's the problem, and also become aware of where it shows up in areas of your life. You think it's fun that every time you probably look at your wedding pictures or any picture you take with friends, you're like, oh my God, don't post that one. Oh my God. Sometimes you just got to let go of control of that and look at other things in pictures. I had to sit in front of my pictures that I used to zoom in and delete. And I used to think, what else can I find from this picture? Look at me. I'm having fun and I'm laughing with somebody around me. A picture does not have to be like this perfect airbrushed version of me. This is me. This is how I laugh. This is what I look like from the side when I laugh. And I don't need to just delete it to erase that image from everybody's heads. This picture shows more than that. I don't need to get so dialed in on one thing. What picture do I look the skinniest in? What picture do I look? No, what picture what embodies the moment? Your kids are watching you. Your inner child is hearing you. Be mindful of all these things I'm talking about and talk to people about it. Don't shame yourself like in front of your friends, like, oh, I gotta look fucking fat, because I'm telling you, when you start doing that, they're gonna start doing it to themselves. And that's something that happened to me. And I wrote a blog post about it called Infections of Insecurity on my website, linked below. And it really created a lot of issues long-term for me. It's just the environment. You're around people that think about their body constantly, then you start to think about your body constantly. Keep your comments to yourself. Bite your tongue. Oh my God. If there's one piece of advice that I could tell you before you leave, is just bite your tongue. When you notice you're talking about someone's weight, when you notice you are bringing someone down to just their weight, take note of it and bite your tongue. You don't need to talk about someone's weight. You could talk about something else, I promise you. The thought will pass. Bite your tongue. Because the more you talk about other people's weight, the more you're going to start thinking about your own. And the more your friends are going to start thinking about their own. And I know some of you toxic bitches are going to say to me, yeah, I should be thinking about my weight because my weight's important and I should lose weight. No. Don't twist my damn words. Okay? Think about your goals. Do you want to feel good? And then ask yourself, yeah, I want to feel good. I want to feel skinny. Ask yourself, what does feeling good mean? And if it's feeling, in quotes, skinny in the mirror, I'm sorry, have you gotten anywhere with that? No, because you're listening to podcasts. Like, you haven't gotten anywhere with that and you know it. So look at like what actually defines these feelings for you. What actually makes you feel good? And if what's behind it is something that is not going to work for you long term and has anything to do with being not enough or not accepting yourself, then you need to like regroup and think of something else. What actually does feeling good feel like? Having energy, like bring yourself to literal things like feeling hydrated, feeling like you can go out and run or you could lift if you wanted to, feeling happier. What are those things? And then you start to like bring it back. But I know some people in their head, they're twisted. They want to twist it because I was there, I know. And you just think that like that is what like you need to be focused on. You need to be focused on your weight. Focus on how you feel. That's all. And I'm not talking about looking in the mirror and saying, well, I look like shit, so I don't feel good, so AKA I need to stop eating. No. No, 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 no. Look in the mirror, notice that thought and say, this thought is not something that is fun to live with. This kind of sucks that I go to sleep crying about my body. The TikTok trend, you think I don't know ball? I was crying on my floor having a breakdown because I was saying to myself, I'm so fat. I was like 30 or 40 pounds less than what I am now. Crying on the floor, saying I was fat. I was working out every day, working out twice a day, thinking that there was a life out there for me, that if I weighed 10 pounds less, I'd be a happier person. Spoiler alert, there's not. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm sorry to break it to you. The diets don't fucking work. You're going to be on a diet forever, on and off and on and off and on and off. Oh my God. Do you want a roller coaster for the rest of your life? No. Let's regroup and go shop muscle mommy. That's all I got to say. Long ass podcast. I'm going to go to sleep. I got 2 more days till I see my nieces, and life is good. And I'm proud of myself for recording this. And it's crazy to bring myself back to times where I forgot that that was even my reality because of how far I've come. There's more to life than your body. And if you're not enough now, you'll never be enough. When I learned how to figure out how to be enough now, that's when I started really healing. Figure out how to love yourself now. Figure out how to be with yourself now. Accept yourself now, so that whatever happens to yourself, to your body, whether you gain weight, you lose weight, figure out how to love yourself today. And I promise you there will be a ripple effect. Look in the mirror after this podcast. Do a little meditation with yourself. Put your hand on your belly, put your hand on your heart, and I want you to just breathe, and I want you to accept your body as it is. Don't try to hold it in. Just be. I'll do one more breath with you guys because I'm feeling inspired. Put one hand on your tummy and one hand on your chest. I want you to imagine a baby walking around with their belly out, and you're like, look at the cute little belly. That's your belly because you were a little baby once. And no matter how much it expands, I want you to welcome it in. I want you to breathe in, expand it as much as you can. I want you to give space for it to just be. Exhale. Feel it sink in. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to inhale one more time. And we're going to drop our shoulders. And as we drop our shoulders, we're going to exhale through our mouth, let out a little sigh. And I want you to let go of any of the negative beliefs that you have about your body. And you're going to do this every night, all the time. Keep doing it. Mentally let it go. Let it out. Release it. Release it from yourself. And I promise you, one day you will look in the mirror and you won't even be able to remember this version of yourself. Even going back and talking about it today shocked me. There's still a bunch of things that I could say that shock me. I don't recognize myself. I literally don't recognize myself. Do these things and it'll start spreading. Be confident so others around you can be just as confident. You are already beautiful as you are, and changing anything about your appearance would not make you more beautiful. Start to look and define beauty differently. If you can take appearance out of that equation and think about beauty in a lot of different ways, your eyes are going to start opening up to a world that you never even thought existed. Beauty that doesn't involve appearance. That's all I have for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed and got something from it. We're doing something new. It's called Unload the Bar with Muscle Mommy, and that's a spot where you could write into the show anonymously. Shopify requires you to put in an email. You could put in a fake email if you want it to be like extremely anonymous, but I want you guys to write in whatever you're struggling with, and we're going to unload it together in this podcast every Wednesday. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next Wednesday. Thank you for listening. Bye.